Fox News alert, growing tensions with China this morning as one of their warships nearly hits a U.S. destroyer, coming within 150 yards in the Taiwan Strait. This latest act of aggression coming just days after a Chinese jet flew within 400 feet of a U.S. recon flight over the South China Sea. Retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Alan West joins us now. Colonel, great to see you this morning. China is saying that we are the provocateurs, Colonel. They're saying we are the one near their homeland. They are saying that we are the one causing this heightened tension. What are we supposed to read from these situations?
What we're supposed to read is that China is our number one geopolitical foe, and we need to take them very serious, and we need to start getting back to the moral high ground that we once had against them. China is the one that has killed hundreds of thousands of Americans due to the fentanyl issue. China is the one that killed millions of Americans because of the release of the COVID virus. And so we have a president that, for whatever reason, seems compromised, is not taking a tough stance on China, and therefore they see weakness, not strength, which is a very strong deterrent.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, Colonel, where this is going to go. I mean, doesn't the path with China does not seem like it's headed at least towards safe ground.
No, it's not. And China has been in an economic war against us for quite some time. And now they've stepped up their game to make it a military war. And all you have to do is read their One Belt, One Road strategy to understand exactly what China's goals and intentions are.
Yes, Colonel. I want to get your perspective on this morning. This is Jen Psaki. She had this to say yesterday about, I don't know that she's talking about Republicans. She might be talking about independents, and she might just be talking about America at large and why they feel the way they do about Joe Biden.
They can't make him extreme. Yeah. They can't really make him offensive. I mean, one, he's a white man who's older, so you know he is comfortable to many in their base. The many in their base. But I think also they have underestimated him.
So he's white and older, and therefore he's comfortable too. I think she's talking about the Republican base.
Well, there are a lot of imbecilic comments and conversations that come from that station, and just add that to the list of really stuck on stupid commentary. You know, right now, the thing that is hurting Joe Biden is the fact that he is not leading this country. And we just talked about the situation with China. No one wants to see this high inflation. No one wants to see the lack of border security. And, you know, it's really affecting us here in Texas. You know that very well. But when you think about our domestic security, when you look at what is happening with crime, when you look at what is happening with this debt issue, all of these things are the reasons why no one is really fond of Joe Biden and what he's doing. And that's why they're going to try to have this basement strategy once again. So I don't know what demographic she's talking about, but I represent the old black conservative guys, and we don't like him.
Yeah, I kind of reject the premise. I'm not sure who's comfortable with Joe Biden, certainly not the base of the Republican Party. Yes. And then finally, there's this, Colonel, and I know this is something you served at Fort Bragg. I know you also served at Fort Hood in Texas as well.
Yeah.
Fort Bragg's now been renamed. Its new name is Fort Liberty. It's the most recent example, most prominent, really, of the Army rebranding in an effort to erase Confederate names from their bases. I'd love your take.
Well, my take is this. This is why China is being aggressive, because we're worried about changing the names of military installations instead of the readiness and the capability and capacity of our forces. The United States Army is not meeting its retention and recruiting goals because we're focused on all of this cultural Marxism and these silly things. You know, Fort Bragg is Fort Bragg because it's the home of the Airborne and Special Operations Forces. No one cared about Braxton Bragg being a Confederate general, just the same as Fort Hood, now Fort Cavazos. But if anything, if you're going to change the name of Fort Bragg, then why not change it to Matthew Ridgway or Jim Gavin, who were division commanders of the 82nd Airborne Division in combat. So it just once again shows the misguided priorities of the progressive socialist left.
Yeah, that seems to be the key, the priorities. This is in the same conversation you and I are talking about, the march forward for China. And this is where we are marching forward and renaming our bases. Colonel Alan West, it's always great to talk to you. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks, Will.
Okay.
God bless.
Take care.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.